Why Iran and Afghanistan are headed to war. Iran and Afghanistan are on the brink of war due to rising tensions. Conflict stems from territorial conflicts, ethnic tensions, and political divisions. Other nations and international organizations are involved in the dispute, and a war between Iran and Afghanistan might have regional and global repercussions. Iran and Afghanistan's previous battles and affiliations are also important to understanding the current scenario. Iran and Afghanistan have complex relations spanning back millennia. Key details concerning their relationship. Afghanistan and Iran signed a friendship pact in 1921 when King Amulana Khan controlled Afghanistan and the Qajar dynasty governed Iran. Relations between the nations ceased in September 1961 and resumed in May of 1963. Relations between Tehran and Kabul have fluctuated since 1979. Iran collaborated with the U.S. and regional states to construct a Taliban-free Afghan government after the Soviet invasion. Despite strong religious and cultural ties and a long shared border, Iran and Afghanistan have a difficult relationship. The Soviet invasion of Afghanistan 40 years ago coincided with revolutionary Iran's turbulent beginnings. After that, Iran has tried to protect its interest in war zones. Afghanistan is one of Tehran's most vital neighbors, despite receiving little attention. Iran's relations with Afghanistan are complicated by its fluctuating interactions with relevant stakeholders, which are mediated by many identity or interest groups and intermediaries that can influence social, political, and economic developments in a deeply contested society. Iran and Afghanistan share a border, languages, cultures, and regional interests. The Taliban takeover of the Afghan government in 2021 has created new problems in this partnership, including access to Afghan river water, the enormous number of Afghan refugees in Iran, the flow of illicit narcotics into Iran, and the Taliban onslaught on Shia Muslims. Defense Secretary Robert Gates has accused Tehran of playing a double game in Afghanistan, casting doubt on Iran's intentions towards its neighbor. Afghanistan and Iran have a complicated past, which contributes to their current difficulties. Recent skirmishes and military maneuvers have strained relations between Iran and Afghanistan. Some crucial points. Water shortages and droughts in Sistan and Baluchistan have resulted from the two nations' Helmand River dispute. The Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan in August 2021 has created new challenges for Iran-Afghanistan relations, including access to Afghan river water, the large number of Afghan refugees in Iran, the flow of illicit drugs into Iran, and the Taliban's attacks on Shia Muslims. Both sides suffered losses when the armed forces of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan and Iranian border guards battled on May 27, 2023. Iran has accused the Taliban of aiding anti-Iranian parties and urged for an inclusive Afghan administration that represents all ethnic and religious groupings. Iran and Afghanistan are preparing for war. Iran-Afghanistan hostilities are complicated, with several elements at play. Water right disputes, the Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan, and the anti-Iranian group support charges are aiding to the issue. Iran and Afghanistan's war is complicated, with several causes at play, some significant reasons. Iran and Afghanistan share a border, and there have been disagreements about its delineation. Recent border confrontations between Afghan and Iranian guards have fueled worries of a new war. Water rights. Iran and Afghanistan dispute the Helmand River, causing drought in Sistan and Baluchistan. Dry southern Iran relies on upriver water flows from Afghanistan, prompting requests for Kabul to provide more water and claims that Kabul is violating a 1973 bilateral water pact. Ethnic tensions. Iran is mostly Shia, while Afghanistan is 85% Sunni and 10% Shia. The sectarian split has never caused friction, although it has grown in recent years. Political differences. Iran accuses the Taliban of sponsoring anti-Iranian forces and calls for an inclusive Afghan administration that represents all ethnic and religious groupings. Iran is likewise concerned over Afghanistan's failures to recognize the Taliban. The war between Iran and Afghanistan is complicated and varied, with many elements contributing. Water rights and geographical, ethnic, and political problems are adding to the situation. Other nations and international organizations are participating in the war between Iran and Afghanistan with diverse interests and activities. Some major points. Since 2001, the United States has helped Afghanistan's security and prosperity. The Taliban's ouster benefits both the United States and Iran, which have cooperated and rivaled in Afghanistan. Taliban. The Taliban's August 2021 takeover of Afghanistan has complicated Iran-Afghan ties. Iran has accused the Taliban of aiding anti-Iranian parties and urged for an inclusive Afghan administration that represents all ethnic and religious groupings. Recent border confrontations between Afghan and Iranian guards have fueled worries of a new war. International organizations. The UN, IMF, and World Bank are helping Afghanistan develop and rebuild. Peace talks between the Afghan government and the Taliban have also engaged the United Nations. Pakistan and India, among others, want Afghanistan's stability and security. Pakistan is accused of backing the Taliban, while India develops Afghanistan. Iran. Iran supports the Afghan government politically and developmentally, but also anti-government forces, Iranian ideology, economic interests, and security worries for the neighboring Sunni majority drive its strategic interest in Afghanistan. Other nations and international organizations have diverse interests and actions in the Iran-Afghanistan conflict. The United States, Taliban, international organizations, neighboring nations, and Iran are all involved. A battle between Iran and Afghanistan would affect the region and the world. Some possible effects. War would undoubtedly cause a humanitarian disaster, with many people displaced and needing aid. This might cause a refugee crisis and burden neighboring nations. Economic impact. The conflict might hurt Iran, Afghanistan, and neighboring economies. Iran relies on upriver water supplies from Afghanistan. Therefore, the Helmand River issue might hurt its economy. War may destabilize the area and exasperate tensions amongst neighbors. Pakistan, India, Iran, and Russia may compete in Kabul, and with substantial players. After the Taliban took control of Afghanistan, terrorists may find refugees there. War might worsen the issue and promote regional terrorism. War might exacerbate sectarian tensions between Shia and Sunni Muslims in Iran and Afghanistan. A conflict between Iran and Afghanistan would cause a humanitarian disaster, economic damage, regional instability, terrorism, and sectarian tensions. Many thanks for joining. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you liked the video. See you in the next video.